Good morning. I'm at Magee General Hospital and in a room that I just about couldn't find. This is Kirby Kraft, who is our IT guy here. And I don't think I can emphasize enough the importance of the job that he has. Magee General is implementing a new system called the Patient Portal. And Kirby is going to give us a little bit of update and background and actually show us how it's going to work. So mostly, I'm just going to turn it over to you. Let you take it.
All right. Well, thank you, Sue. It's good to be here. We wanted to talk a little bit about our patient portal today, and I'm just going to do a brief introduction and then just walk you through. So the patient portal is the next level of patient engagement that the government has envisioned for our healthcare delivery. And I actually personally think it's an exciting level to be going into, because it opens up the doors for us to be able to look at our loved ones, our parents, our children's health records, as well as ours, and to be able to, like my mother, for example, trying to see what medicines that she's on, if to help her with that, and to be able to print that information off and to carry it to other doctors, so that they can be a consistency with the healthcare delivery as we move among systems. So that's been an identified disparity as we've looked at healthcare, is that different doctors doesn't always pass that information around, or the information doesn't consistently get passed. And this portal is a beginning effort in trying to do that. So we invite you to look at our patient portal, to log into it. If you have questions about it, please feel free to call our hospital. And with that said, I'd like to just give you a couple of ways to get into our patient portal. If you have an account, you should be able to...
I'm going to stop you right here. Some people may not even understand what a patient portal is.
Okay, that's a good question. What they have done is design a portal into the information, a secure connection into
Which
your
is
patient's
like
information.
going through my email or going through the internet.
It works.
Is that what we're talking about?
That's right. You would have an internet connection, and you would connect into that portal. You'll have a login, just like you do for email or to pay your bills or something like that. And it is an SSL connection, meaning that it is encrypted, so that information is protected as you're exchanging both your passwords and your health information through this portal. So a portal is, you can kind of think of it as a window into your health information. And this is designed, of course, for patients, hence the patient portal.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, good. So there is a couple of different ways that you can get to it. Off of our hospital webpage, there's a patient portal link that will carry you directly into this portal. And one thing I'd like to highlight is this comes up as CPSI. This is the vendor that we have, so you're not inappropriately being redirected to another website. It is secure, as you can see with the S in the line in the URL.
I didn't know that meant it was secure.
That means it's
I
secure.
didn't know that.
That means that you have an SSL connection, secure socket layer. So you'll come to a login screen like this if you have an account. But if you've never had an account, you will be sent an email, and that email will look something like this. And within that email, you'll be able to click this link, and this link will carry you to a login screen to create your new account. So you'll be prompted with your username, your credentials, etc. And I'm going to quickly do a login here just to walk you through this. And in this particular case, of course, we're doing test data. So for our person here, this is going to just be a fake account. And one thing I call attention to right here is for the date of birth. The system does require a two-digit, 4-digit format. So if I put in 1/6/1937, it would fail. I have to acknowledge that I've entered the information correctly. You can set up a user ID as long as it's not used from someone else. It's pretty much whatever you want to use here. So you can see here the format that we're using. So I go through here to register this account. It prompts you, as is common with banking in different areas these days, with a variety of different security questions. You can put in whatever that you choose in these different ones, and you can choose whichever questions. And it will allow you to, and I'm not sure this is a good thing, but it will allow you to continue to use the same answer on all of them. Oops, I forgot to, I did not actually select that option. There we go. So you'll be carried into this screen, which says to return to the main menu, and from the main menu you'll be given an option to pay your bill or to go and look at your patient information. So for you would click on View Clinical Information to go there, and to for the speed of the presentation, I'm going to go into my clinical information for this particular account. So here's an example of the kinds of information that you can see if you pull up your account. You can see your demographic information, and you could confirm that. If something was wrong, you could call and let them know. You'll be able to look at your care team, the various doctors and team that was attending to you while you were in the hospital. Our organizational information. An example of the kind of information that I think that I'm interested in is what was my vital signs. How was I doing when I was in the hospital? Something that is especially interesting for us oftentimes is what was the problems. If you go to another doctor, this is the technical problems that you actually have while I was in here. So I had CHF, I had chronic heart failure or stroke. And then if you had lab work done, and this is a common thing that you want to look at your own lab work, or you want to print this off, or you want to take it to another provider, you can take this and you can look at.
So all this that you're doing is printable.
All this is printable.
Saying.
Yes, you can go through your normal things. You can do a print if you right click, or you can do a file and print here as well. So just like you normally would do, you can print this out. So this test page has had a lot of information entered. So I'm not sure that we need to go through all of this, but you get an idea of the different levels of information that's available out there. So if you want to know what your potassium level was.
That's awesome.
It is really good information. And you can do this for all the visits that you've had since you've ever been at Magee Hospital.
So it's not just if you've been in the hospital. If I'm a clinic patient, or is it only going to deal with the straight hospital at this time?
This particular portal is just for hospital, but our clinics are implementing a portal right now, and they will be live with theirs in the coming couple of weeks.
So it's behind. Okay,
Yep.
There's two different kinds. Okay.
There's two different portals, but theirs will have very similar information, and you'll be able to pull and exchange information the same way with it.
That's great.
So this is another one area that I think is important, and that's what medications that you had while you were in the hospital, and what was the strength, how they were given to you. And this is important for other doctors, especially if you're transitioning care to another facility. That could be to a nursing home or to a long-term care facility somewhere else.
Let me ask you this. If you were in, say, an accident, does the doctor, with your permission or some way, can they access this information for you? Let's say you were in Magee Hospital, but you were transported to Jackson or somewhere, or Hattiesburg. This information goes with you, right? They can access it through certain
That's one of the things that
systems.
we have put into place with Stage 2 Meaningful Use is the ability to electronically transfer that information to another doctor.
That's great.
So we can use a tool called direct messaging, and we can actually send that message to their EHR, and they can import it and use it that way. And so there's actually an option up here also on the very top where you can send this yourself if you want to send it to a doctor. But yes, they can do that. And this is kind of a sidebar to this, but we are participating with the MISHIN, Mississippi State Health Information Exchange, where all this information will flow into, so that all doctors can have a view of what your health information is. But you can, if you have the doctor's email, and I won't go through this today, but it's a special email address that they have that works inside of a secure closed loop system, that you can send this information to your doctor, and it will be formatted in such a way that the doctors can import it into their EHR and use it. So that's a really big step forward in healthcare, because it's not just a PDF or an image anymore, but they actually have data that's in their system, so it reduces the chances of typos and things like that. And then you can download this information to your own computer as well, and in a format that you can carry to an EHR provider so that they can import it into their system. So it's leading edge. There's a lot of things that are coming together as a result of these doctors sitting behind their computers typing all this information in, and the nurses collecting all this information. But it creates a database of what we call discrete data that can be used in a lot of different ways, and the patient portal is one that is made available to our patients, and it's something that we're moving into a direction of patient engagement. We want patients involved with their health care to understand what's going on with their health care, and not just someone that just tells them or they assume, but they actually understand what's going on with their health care, and they're involved with the decision-making process better. And this portal is a good place for them to be able to do that.
Well, you know, years ago, it was like we were totally kept in the dark. I mean, as you know, we were not told what our vital signs were. We were really not given that information, but under this, you've got to know. Of course, one thing I would have to ask, and I'm sure this is what other people think, is Big Brother. What does this have to do with Big Brother? Does the government have access to my information?
No more than they've ever had access to it. There's some things that are state reportables that we have to submit, and that doesn't change. But that's one of the things that, frankly, that I'm a gatekeeper very strongly on is how to protect this information, and not just from other people, but from government agencies or whoever that doesn't need access to them. So to the extent that there's legislation that allows that, that hasn't changed. So it is protected in other means, though.
That's good. That's good. That's good. This is a great system, and I think one that's going to, again, show that how progressive Magee General Hospital is, because we continue to move toward the future and the changes that are out there. When do you think this will go into effect, or is it ready?
It's actually in production right now.
That's exciting.
And I'm glad you highlighted that, because we were one of the first 8 hospitals in Mississippi that actually went live with Meaningful Use Stage 1.
That's something.
And we're the first CPSI hospital in Mississippi that is going live on the Mississippi Health Information Exchange right now. So we are leading edge. We're out there trying to do the right things technologically. And we're, I think, doing a good job with it.
I do too. I do too. And of course, I think one of the reasons we're doing a good job is because of Kirby. I'm just going to tell you that. I really do. I hope that you will listen to this and think about what's coming, and really don't be scared of it. It's almost like when we started with emails, you know, people were afraid of it. And the thing is, it's the future. And if we can teach it and learn it and listen and not put up a barrier to what's coming, it makes such a difference in the way your health care is going to be handled. And the thing is, it really doesn't matter, because this is how it's going to be done. I mean,
well,
you know.
This is an area that is specifically for patients. It's at your discretion, but it's something that I think if you will engage, that you'll be surprised at how much you find it interesting once you get in there. So I encourage you to log in and take a look. If you don't have credentials, if you need help, let Magee Hospital know, and we'll get someone to give you a hand.
Okay, when you say log in, first of all, if I went home and I was going to start on my computer, where do I go?
Well, someone has to send you an invite the first time that you get in, so you can't log into the portal. That's just one of the security features.
But it would actually be on the Magee General Hospital website. Can I access the Magee General website, website
You
now?
can access that website, and it will link you to the portal, and you can log in if you have an account. But to create that account, we have to send you the invite email. So
right, which
someone
is good.
here,
Yes.
Right, that's a security.
That's
measure.
a definite.
That's right.
Security
So just, you know, we can do that. Anyone here, we just need your email address so that we can get that information to you. And from there, you'll be there. There's multiple paths to get into it, but the Magee Hospital website is one of those paths.
Well, that'll be good. I hope you've enjoyed this. I have. I always love learning new things that are available here at our hospital in Magee. And if you have questions or if you have comments, you know, you can always get in contact with me, Sue at MageeNews.com. But if you have any specific questions, I'll get them to Kirby and we'll get them answered. I hope you'll have a great day.
Thank you.